There is an app for literally everything these days, for cooking, for dating, for travel, for transportation, you name it. And there are about 4 gazillion apps related to your money, financial planning and spending and budgeting and all that. We're going to talk about a new one, or one that I hadn't heard of, on the financial planning front, because it's got some functionality that's pretty rare, pretty hard to find. It is called the MoneyReady app, and it was created by Elisabeth Tillier. Hello there, Elisabeth. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. So how this came onto my radar was a listener called to say she had searched far and wide for a financial planning app that could account for assets she had in a different country. And, as soon as you leave Canada, there's all sorts of complexity. When you think about the gap you are trying to fill with the MoneyReady app, what is it?
Well, the MoneyReady app is a financial planning tool. Yes, it's quite comprehensive, more comprehensive than most anything you can find out there, I think. So it will consider lots of things. I don't think I can, in the 10 minutes we have, I can cover
account for all of them.
So, but what I can tell you is a little bit of, how it works. And what you can expect from it.
Please.
Okay, so, well, as I say, it's a financial planning software. So it's used to help you to determine a plan for arranging all your financial affairs, essentially, for today and in the future, to help you to achieve your financial goals.
How did you come to this? This is not where you spent the lion's share of your career. You're not an app developer by background. What did it just come to you as a flash of insight in the middle of the night that this was what was needed? Or did you develop it for yourself first and then loan it out?
I essentially developed for myself first. I've always been, I've been a DIY investor, financial. I'm good with numbers. My career was in computational biology. I'm a programmer, so I was good with this stuff. I needed something like that, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I decided, well, I'm a programmer. Why don't I just try programming? It'd be fun. And so I did, and I thought, well, if I can do it for myself, I can do it for everyone. And that's actually why it's so extensive, is that I try to really extend it to all Canadians, which is a really big, big challenge, because the tax and pension rules and regulations are really complicated in Canada. So
can you give us some examples of things that your clients have said stand out for them as being new and different? So in addition to the one that I mentioned about accounting for things that go on outside of our borders, what are the other things that they log on and they say, oh, thank you, Elisabeth, for doing this, because my boring old bank,
I get a lot of thank yous without explaining.
That's good. That's good.
A lot of it is like, thank you. I've been looking for this forever. Thank you for providing this. They don't usually say, oh, because it does this or that. So I don't know what I mean, the main feature of the app is it's very simple. It's called the time machine. What it does is it takes your current situation and projects it into the future. So it takes, so every year it'll take all your income and put it in your wallet. It'll calculate incomes like CPP, OS, and add that to your wallet. And then it'll take out of your wallet, it'll take out all your expenses. It'll also calculate taxes, and that'll come out of your wallet. We got to pay the taxes. So for every year, you can see the balance of the wallet, and if it's positive, then you have a surplus. And what we do with that surplus? Well, we put it in your savings accounts. If you have a deficit, then we need to take money out of your savings accounts.
Right.
That's the simple.
These models are based on, obviously the thinking and the math that goes into them. They're also grounded in a whole bunch of assumptions. I assume some of those assumptions you enable your clients to customize, like their prediction on mortality, maybe their prediction on investment return. Talk a bit about what in addition to inputting, my current pension value is this, and I make this amount of money per year. What
Yeah.
are some of the other assumptions that they need to customize based on risk tolerance and, what their family says, family history says their age may be?
Well, we allow you to customize everything. And actually, most of the work I've been doing and all this time is actually making it simpler for people because people don't know. People don't know a lot of these things, right? So we try to give as much as possible, uh, you know, good defaults that will work. So you don't have to think about it too much. But if you do know, or if you want to, you can still customize everything. Um, but we try to keep it simple. I'm sorry, I'm kind of lost.
That's okay. This was not an app you built to make your fortune, to pay for your groceries. This is a passion project after a successful and more traditional career. How much do people pay for it?
Oh, it's not very expensive. You can try it out for free. The free trial is very limited. You get 3 runs of that time machine. Otherwise, if you want to subscribe for a year, it's $160 for the first year.
Right.
If you don't want to pay that much or you're not sure, you can try it for a month
Great.
for $60. And the subscriptions has all the tools, which I tell you are extensive.
It sounds like it. And there's an ebook too that goes with it. What's
Yes,
included in that?
yeah. You can get that even for free when you just need to subscribe. You just need to register. I don't make it available completely because I'm changing it all the time. Like the ebook is revised. It's a living document.
Right.
So it's best to register and then download it once in a while. I also have a forum where I make announcements when there's any changes, when I add anything. The MoneyReady app, the MoneyReady forum. So you can keep up with what the changes are. Um, and
Any app can only be built to accommodate a certain amount of human error or things that our psychology would trip us up when it comes to these kinds of calculations. Are there any pitfalls that you would flag for people? So they show up to do the MoneyReady app. They've got all the numbers. They've got the spread. They've got all the things ready. What do you think are a couple of pitfalls that people should be aware of as they embark on this process with your app or any other?
As I say, the major pitfall is not clicking save submit. That's the place
Right.
that I had the hardest time is that because we try to make it simple, we only try to ask only questions that are relevant to you. So the app is designed a bit like an onion. There's a form, you fill out some stuff, and depending on what you entered in there, you click submit, and then the app says, okay, well, now I know this. I need to ask you this and that and that. And then, so you have to clicking submit for it to get all the information that it needs. But you'll never see those back screens if you don't need to, right? So that's one of the pitfalls of actually working on the app is make
Right.
sure you always click submit.
One last question. If you were to snap your fingers and be able to determine the age or stage at which a human would engage with the MoneyReady app, it's probably not 3 years old and it's probably not 90 years old. But when does it make the most sense for someone to put the time and effort in to do this work?
Well, I think financial planning should be a lifelong. Like as soon as you start making money, you should start thinking about how to plan for it. What's the best strategies for investing it, for saving it, and then when you hit retirement, how to withdraw it. There's so the time most of my users come soon before retirement when they're thinking about, okay, that's
Getting
when
real
most of
here. It's getting
yeah,
real.
they start to think, yeah. So that's when they start really planning. Before that, it's just, well, save as much as you can. But then when you hit retirement, well, how much can I spend? How much, what's the most tax efficient way of withdrawing my savings? You know, what kind of legacy, the estate am I going to leave to my kids? Should I downsize my house? Should I? Um, so there's a lot of questions that come up at that time of life, and which are hard questions. When do I take CPP? All these, and there's tools for all of that here, and so that they really like that.
Really interesting stuff. Elisabeth, thank you for joining us to talk about the MoneyReady app today.
You're welcome, Bruce. Thanks for having me.
Elisabeth Tillier is the creator of the MoneyReady app. It is a financial planning tool, really that anyone can take advantage of. Not too expensive, give you real insight into the sort of future that you're creating for yourself.